Yeah.
Empire mixtapes, not for the weak-hearted.
Yep.
Holy where'd you find this?
Hey, Rockets fans, it's Kobe Tree here. Today we're going to be talking about Victor Oladipo and trading Victor Oladipo at the trade deadline. So that's the rumor right now that they might trade him. I mean, I don't necessarily know why. I know that he wanted to get traded to Miami originally, or, he was going to sign in the free agency. But as of right now, the Rockets brought him in, and maybe the whole idea was to trade him at the deadline. But I'm not sure. Maybe they're considering, trying to re-up on him. But in my opinion, I don't think the Rockets wanted to re-sign Victor Oladipo to a $100+ million contract. I just don't think that's where they're at right now. You're already stuck with John Wall for 3 years. Is he going to be here, John Wall? Is he going to be here for 3 years? He could be trade bait at his last year of his contract, but as of right now, he's on minute restrictions. He's missing games like you saw last night, and I don't think this rumor has came out because he had a horrible game last night. He was 6 for about 20 last night, and he had a horrible game, and he owned up to it. He said, "Hey, look, I had a horrible game. It's on me why we lost." So he took that and, he ran with it. He's going to be off tonight when they play the Memphis Grizzlies. But like I said, there are two teams that are leading the pack on the Victor Oladipo trade. And don't count out Denver, in my opinion. That's just one team that has a lot of, draft capital and also a lot of young players. I know what they need. They need a perimeter defender like a Victor Oladipo. And, like I said, don't count out Denver. But Miami, a lot of Miami Heat fans said they're willing to trade for Tyler Hero for Victor Oladipo. Now, I went to Twitter and, I was speaking to a lot of Miami Heat fans, and they said that, why not? Tyler Hero hasn't played that great this year. And, Victor Oladipo brings defense and he brings offense when he's hot on offense. But like I said, he does a lot and he's diverse and he could play both ways. So that's something, Miami Heat fans really want to see. And they're willing to, the Miami Heat fans are willing to trade, Tyler Hero for Victor Oladipo. And now they weren't necessarily on board. The fan base wasn't really on board for trading James Harden because, a lot of teams do not like James Harden. A lot of, fans don't like James Harden just because his style of play. But Brooklyn and Brooklyn's fans were very open-minded about bringing James Harden in. Every city is different, like I said, I know, up in New York, they love ball handlers, they love dribblers. So, he fits, that city, he fits that organization. So they have a lot of them up there. So the other team is also the New York Knicks. So like I said, I've heard Mitchell Robinson's name thrown around. A lot of Rockets fans don't even know who Mitchell Robinson is. I'm going to tell y'all right here. He's a 7-foot shot blocking machine who could jump out the gym. He will be great, working around Christian Wood. That's something that this team needs. They need more big men. They're lacking big men. DeMarcus Cousins, he's on a non-guaranteed contract. So I do not expect him to be here next year. So it's just my opinion. Like I said, he's on a non-guaranteed contract. And like I said, they could cut him at any point at any time. As of right now, like I said, you got to start thinking about the future, especially if you're going to trade Victor Oladipo. You're going to have to consider trading PJ Tucker, and I'm sure they will, Daniel House, and so on. I don't necessarily think you got to blow it up, but you got to trade some of those one-year contracts and inherit draft picks or young talent. Now, do you make a trade with like a Miami and you do a three, like you trade Victor Oladipo, Daniel House, and PJ Tucker, and maybe get, let's say, Tyler Hero, draft picks, and Kelly Oubre and Iguodala, and then you cut Iggy. Maybe, you could afford buying out Iguodala. He's on a one-year contract. I say you just keep him. I feel like Iggy would be so pissed, coming from Miami to Houston, just because of the fact that, the Rockets are not contenders. Now, the Rockets are playoff contenders and with this team right now. So like I'm saying, it's on Victor Oladipo if he wants to be here. He even said it's too early to predict. But like I said, the Rockets are not going to pay Victor Oladipo. They knew what they were getting with Victor Oladipo. They didn't want LeVert because, he's on a multi-year contract. The Rockets are trying to cut salary. And they're also trying to get as many draft picks, as many as possible. But this move shows me either Victor Oladipo doesn't want to be here or the Rockets are going to rebuild. Now, let's see what they do. But I would love to have Tyler Hero over Victor Oladipo, because you got a player who's on a rookie contract and has a lot of room to grow. Not great defensively, but what I saw Victor Oladipo these last few games, he's a great player. And he's a superstar, and he's better than Tyler Hero. But, the upside for Tyler Hero is, the sky's the limit for real. Like I said, if you trade for Mitchell Robinson, you'll just put him alongside. He's a starter, so you're going to put Christian Wood at that power forward, which I think he's better at. I think Christian Wood is a better power forward than he's a better center. Mitchell Robinson, he's a great switch defensive player. He gets some blocks, he gets some rebounds, and that's what I think the Rockets are kind of lacking right now. Switch defense, shot blocking, help defense. That's something that Mitchell Robinson does bring. So if the Rockets do trade with New York, they're going to miss a shooting guard. Now, like I said, I don't necessarily know if it's Mitchell Robinson. That's just what I heard. It could be Kevin Knox and some picks. I mean, that would suck. Truly, that would. But, draft picks are, a high commodity right now. So the Rockets will have a gap at the shooting guard. So what does that mean? Does Eric Gordon start? Does KPJ come up from the G League? That's something to determine. I don't necessarily know as of right now. But, if the Rockets do trade Victor Oladipo, they're just hearing out trade offers. Nothing has set in stone. This is coming after a horrible performance he had played, but this is not the reason why. This is it's just coming out, let's be honest. This is the NBA, this is the business, and this is where the Rockets are standing right now. Now, if I think they keep Victor Oladipo, you have to re-sign him. You do not get nothing for Victor Oladipo. You have to be on speaking terms with Victor Oladipo, and you have to re-sign him before the season is up. I mean, that's just because you don't want to play, I don't get nothing for Victor Oladipo, and he just walks. You want to guarantee that he's going to sign a contract, maybe at the deadline or a little after. You have to do it before the trade deadline because you want to make sure that he stays. I mean, I don't think he's staying. Like I said, I think he already has one foot out the door. But I know he came into the organization, saying that he wanted to go to Miami. Those rumors, were false. Maybe he did say it, but he said that he didn't. So as of right now, the Rockets are just hearing rumors about Victor Oladipo and, the possibility of going to Miami or, New York. And like I said, don't sleep on Denver as well. They have a lot of players that they're willing to trade. Maybe Michael Porter Jr. as well. It's a possible because he's a defensive liability big time in the playoffs. But he's an up-and-coming superstar. So the Rockets will have to give up Victor Oladipo, Daniel House, or PJ Tucker or something like that in a combo. And I expect the Rockets to get more of a young player than draft picks if they're going to trade Victor Oladipo. Now, they're going to trade a proven superstar who's coming off an injury but who looks great. I know, like I said, he had a horrible night last night, but like I said, the Rockets are going to look for a young player like a Tyler Hero, like a Michael Porter Jr. And if they do make a trade, expect KPJ to come up and play more shooting guard. Like I said, I reached my 150 subscriber. I'm at 155 in a little over a month. So we're having a shoe giveaway tomorrow. Y'all better be ready. Shoe giveaway at 8 o'clock. Y'all be ready. I'm so hyped. Y'all should be lit as well. Like I said, Kobe Tree out. And keep an eye on that Victor Oladipo trade.